We're coming to you live from Columbus, Ohio, the second stop on the 2009 Major League Gaming Pro Circuit. Welcome to all of our ESPN 360 viewers out there. We are glad that you're here. I'm Farouk Tahid, and here to call all the action with me are my boys Chris Puckett and Scott Lucier. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Oh, feeling good. It's hometown, baby. Columbus, Ohio, and this venue is packed.
And it's amazing. It's our first time here in Ohio, especially with it being so many great gamers, at least in my experience, so many great gamers coming from this state.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you got the Ogres, you got me, Shibby, all kinds of great gamers.
Just a couple, name a few, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so Scott, we're back here, Columbus, Ohio. We're going to have a great event, right?
Fantastic event.
All right, so we're going to get this all rolling. We're going to take a look back right now and see what happened in the Meadowlands. A lot of twists and turns in that event. And if you missed it, let's check it out and see what exactly went down.
The 2009 season opener at the Meadowlands was one of the most anticipated events ever held by Major League Gaming. Only Str8 Rippin kept the same roster during the offseason, and no one was sure how the rest of the teams would compare. More than any other season, a clear line had begun to form between veterans of the league and the rookies hoping to take their place. Teams Instinct, Final Boss, and New Order went into the event with rosters made entirely of multi-year veterans of the circuit. During the bracket, they faced off against the rosters of Believe the Hype, Status Quo, and Heaven and Earth, teams who took a different approach by recruiting the best new talent to their squads. Meadowlands was also the first time the new format for the championship bracket was tested. Pro teams immediately began to play against each other, with the losers sent to fight the top amateur teams. Only after defeating these young hopefuls would they gain a second shot to play for the title. One of the biggest upsets of the tournament occurred early on when 11-seeded Believe the Hype upset the 4-seed Triggers Down. In the offseason, Triggers Down had replaced half of their roster with Pistola and Hines, two young players they hoped would take the team to the top. After their loss to an 11th seed, many wrote Triggers Down out of the tournament and expected them to fall quickly in the losers bracket. Continuing their path of destruction, Believe the Hype next matched up against Str8 Rippin. After dropping 2 games to Str8, Believe the Hype lived up to the hype by taking the next 3 games in dominating fashion. For the first time in MLG history, an 11th seed reached the winner's bracket final.
Yeah, I'd say I'm the Str8 Rippin killer.
On the other side of the bracket, Walshy's Instinct once again matched up against his old team Final Boss. After some strong words from Walshy, Instinct went into the match with confidence.
I was a little offended that Victory didn't mention our relationship. I mean, I raised him and Macchio as my practice noobs up in Michigan, so I have not lost to Final Boss in over 4 years.
Him, his blazer, his blonde hair, and his blonde soul
Instinct went on to defeat Final Boss yet again and moved on to face Believe the Hype. After a close match, Instinct proved too much for the rookies, and Believe the Hype was bumped down to the losers bracket final. While Believe the Hype was causing chaos in the winners bracket, Triggers Down was quietly making their way through the losers bracket. On their way to the losers bracket finals, they defeated Carbon, Final Boss, and Str8 Rippin. With only 3 teams left, Triggers Down earned a rematch with the team they had lost to earlier. During the second series, it seemed that a new Triggers Down had come to play, a Triggers Down that was not willing to lose. Believe the Hype was only able to take 1 game in their matchup, and Triggers Down advanced to the finals. Since they came from the losers bracket, Triggers Down would have to defeat Instinct twice to be crowned the Meadowlands champion. During the 2 series that made up the finals, Instinct only managed to take 1 game from Triggers Down. So after suffering an early loss, Triggers Down came back to defeat the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st seeded teams to become the first champion of the 2009 season.
And coming in this tournament, I just had to worry about myself. I have all the confidence in the world in my team, and they performed like above and beyond, and I just want to thank them for, you know, putting in the time and just being there and just having a lot of fun and just, you know, being great teammates.
Triggers Down, your Meadowlands champions.
All right, guys.
And there we have it right there, the Meadowlands 2009 Triggers Down, your champions, gentlemen. What did you think about that event?
Oh, it was absolutely ridiculous. It was awesome, all the upsets that went on. But, you know, the one thing I took away from the Meadowlands is we really don't know yet who is the best team in Halo 3. You have Triggers Down. They played inconsistently throughout the event. You have Instinct, who couldn't close. Str8 Rippin, they finished in 4th place, but Final Boss, and they look like they're a contender as well. So, you know, we're coming into Columbus, and we got 4 teams I'm looking out for.
But what about Carbon there, Chris?
Not so good.
Not so good?
Well, we used to bring up Carbon, we talk about Triggers Down, but a lot of us, remember we were talking, did we believe the hype? Believe the hype showed a lot of gusto there in the Meadowlands as well.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a lot like what Classic did last season. They're going to come in and win this first event. They did add, place well in the first event. coming into the second event, can they repeat? They have a big test here in Columbus, but they added Soviet, so that's a huge move for them.
Definitely a huge move, but as you speak about repeating, that's been one of the hardest things to do here in Halo 3, gentlemen, is win back-to-back events, win back-to-back tournaments. Can Triggers Down do that tonight or this weekend?
You know, I'm interested to find out. Scott, what do you think?
I'm not sure they can. They weren't prepared coming into this event. They couldn't get a LAN. I'm not sure if they can do it or not.
Well, what about Str8 Rippin? Now, they were the 2008 national champions. They came out. They had a little tough go. You know, I talked to Tom. He was talking about how, you know, he was pulled in so many different directions. He really couldn't focus on the game. Can Str8 Rippin get back to winning form here in Columbus?
Well, you know, I don't want to hear excuses, really. I see it over and over again with our Halo teams. They win an event. They get a little cocky. They're feeling comfortable, and then they slack off. You know, Str8 Rippin, they got a wake-up call in the Meadowlands. That fourth-place finish was like a slap in the face for them. They practiced. Not only did they do a 4-team LAN, they did a second LAN after that. They're prepared for Columbus. And, you know, last time they placed poorly in Meadowlands, they came and they won the next event, dropping only 2 games. I'm looking for something similar.
All right, and nobody wants to go from first to fourth, but we got some great games coming up for you here. We got Carbon taking on Heaven and Earth, but first we got Str8 Rippin taking on the Darkest Hour, and my man Nexy is down on the floor with a member from Str8 Rippin, Legit.
All right, Farouk, thanks once again. I'm down here with Legit, getting warmed up a little bit. Now, Legit, you went into Meadowlands, and people criticized you as being a little bit unprepared. You guys moved in together. You got the internet working. Tell me, what's the difference between the Str8 Rippin and Meadowlands and the Str8 Rippin we're going to see today?
The Str8 Rippin at Meadowlands was a lot less practice than the Str8 Rippin, and now we're a lot more practice, so that's basically it.
All right, well, practice is one thing, execution is another. What are your guys' keys to success, not only in this series, but for the whole tournament?
As long as we stay mentally strong and we don't get mad at each other, I think we're fine.
Mentally strong, all right. Well, Frosty over there had an ESPN chat, and I know he was feeling pretty confident going to this series, saying this might be your guys' hardest round 1 matchup. He's looking over here, look at him. All right, well, what do you have to say about that? And you want to give us a prediction of the series?
I don't have much to say. People can talk whatever they want, but, I mean, I don't know. I think the prediction is going to be 3-0 us, but that's just because you have to always think like that.
All right, well, best of luck, Legit. Go ahead and warm up. Farouk, back to you.
There you go. He said 3-0 because you got to think like that, and Frosty is thinking like that as well, Scott. Tell us what Frosty said to us right before the broadcast.
Yeah, we had a little encounter with Frosty. He said at most it's going to go to Game 4.
Whoa.
With
the
Darkest Hour winning 3 games
to 1.
There you go.
Wow. All right.
So we got that. Well, we actually got Julie, who's down on the floor, with someone from Darkest Hour, Twilight. And it's not Edward Cullen. Julie, take it away.
Thanks, Farouk. I'm here with Twilight from Darkest Hour, and you guys are kicking off the first match here in Columbus. You're up against Str8 Rippin. So how do you mentally prepare for going up against a team that is so dominant in the league?
We just all got to be playing our best. That's what it takes. That's what we're going to do.
And Frosty seemed pretty confident in an ESPN interview, so do you stand by his statements?
I definitely stand by any of my teammates' statements.
And you recently added 2 team members, so what's the chemistry like on the new and improved Darkest Hour?
We shoot everything and everything dies.
Awesome. Is that a faux hawk?
That is a frohawk.
Is it a good luck faux hawk, though?
It's the best luck frohawk.
Awesome. All right, good luck. Back to you, Farouk.
There you go right there. Twilight from the Darkest Hour, gentlemen. A lot of confidence on that side of the stage.
Twilight always has confidence, and what I really love is how hyped up Frosty is. You know, when Frosty is on top of his game, he is scary, especially with the sniper rifle. They're feeling comfortable down there. They're not scared of Str8 Rippin in round 1 like I would be.
All right, now you would be scared of them. Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't, but they are the #1 team going back to 2008. They're the champions, so you got to look out for them. So let's go to a commercial, and when we come back, we're going to have this match for you. Str8 Rippin, Darkest Hour. Don't go anywhere.